Good afternoon, Sonke.
Afternoon, Andre.
Welcome back to the Fishbowl.
Thank you.
This time, different circumstances. Here to tell us about your 3-day experience on the consultative sales training. How was it overall for you?
Overall, for me, it's been very insightful, particularly because it's actually my first sales training, I would say. From the time I entered the industry in 2016, I just primarily hit the ball running. So I've never had formal training of this kind, so I didn't know much of the things that I came out with.
So at least you've got some experience out there in the field, challenges that typical salespeople like yourself are meeting on a day-to-day basis. Tell us about some of those challenges.
The challenges aren't unique to my particular industry, which is facilities management, because at this point I'm looking at business development as an industry in itself. So the challenges are pretty common between the company I used to work for and the company that I'm at now. But the challenge would normally speak to the competitors, speak to some of the internal documentations that we have, our BE standings and so forth. It's just a matter of aligning that with what the clients require for their purposes and for their records, I'd say, which would be your BE and your competitiveness in the market. So those are the key challenges that I'd say I've been facing. And again, the lack of awareness of what I didn't know created some of the challenges which I really didn't know as challenges to me at the time.
Okay. Now you've spent 3 days of your life invested in consultative sales training. How much better do you feel equipped to face those challenges going back?
That is a very good question, because just yesterday I was actually keen on seeing myself back in the office, to see myself less in the office, because before coming here, I would say that I was more of a reactive seller. Those RFPs, those tenders, and responding to those opportunities, doing the cold calls from the office with limited success, because I probably didn't have the right structure and know-how in terms of enticing the prospect to just schedule a meeting, a sit down. So the 3 days have been very insightful to me, and it's given me a reason to look forward to my future in sales and business development.
That's very exciting to hear. Thank you for that information. If you could pick one thing that you think is the most important to take back to your workplace, what would that be?
It would be a 3-part answer, because it would be structure, planning, and understanding your role. For me, one thing that came out was the MDU, which would be the decision-making unit, which was something I completely ignored. I was going with my own approach. Again, since I learned on the job, I'd normally look for certain people, whereas now it's given me a holistic approach to who to consider within the company, for selling particularly.
Okay. Something that maybe the facilitator did not tell you, but Mercury, when we select facilitators, we specifically look for somebody that has sales management experience, and also, of course, training experience. And the combination of those two are very important for us. Now, you as a learner on the other side, to what extent could you feel that this person knew the world that you were operating in?
Again, for me, I have the benefit of being a business developer, although I am 27, so I've got 3 years in the industry. So I've worked for 2 different companies, and I do understand that the facilitator herself worked for a different sector to what I'm used to. But everything that she speaks to and addresses links to everything that I've experienced in the auditing environment when I was working as a business developer there, and also to facilities management. So a lot, in fact, just about everything was something I could relate to.
Now, during your training, you were exposed to some video clips that were there to help you understand some of the more intriguing concepts. How did that help?
They assisted a lot, because they gave me the opportunity to understand the non-verbal aspects to selling. And some of the verbal things being your tone, which had I been reading from a document or a paper, I wouldn't have understood that there's a difference. Everything you do is supposed to have a reason and link to what you are actually doing or trying to achieve. So for me, the videos worked better than way better than I thought they would, because at first I thought it would be just a duplicate or a time consuming. I thought it was unnecessary because we do role plays, we fulfill these roles that they're playing on the screen. So I figured it wasn't really needed, but as we unpack and kept unpacking the videos, they actually made more sense.
Sonke, thank you very much for your input. We really appreciate that, and we wish you all the best and hope to hear some of your war stories when we see you again.
Thank you.
Keep well.